Okay, so we're seeing here the cash rate, right? And we've seen the aggressive rises and then the pause and then they go again. But, you know, you go to New Zealand, we'll talk about New Zealand very shortly falling into recession. You go to the United States, you go even to the UK, they were much more aggressive, and Canada, much more aggressive in their rate rises than even Australia. The idea was, because we have variable rate home loans, that these rate rises should have really changed the behaviour of people. It doesn't seem as though really, maybe in hindsight, they went hard enough soon enough.
Yeah, so there was always this story that maybe we're a bit different in Australia because, as you said, we've got all these people on variable rate mortgages. You know, for a while it looked like our wage growth was sort of better behaved than in other countries, and even our inflation rates weren't as high as some of those other countries. But I think as time has gone on, you know, what we've realised is that actually maybe the wage growth story isn't so exceptional here, and inflation was sort of on par with a number of other economies. And to a certain extent, we've been protected, or a lot of mortgage holders have been protected because they've been on fixed rate mortgages that they took out at those really low rates. Now, we know that the bulk of those are rolling off or expiring in the next couple of quarters. And so there is an expectation, I think, that some of those previous rate hikes will start to bite. But I think it's interesting to compare against these other countries, because the cash rate in New Zealand is 5.5, cash rate in the US is above 5, and they're telling us they've got to do a couple more. And even the market in the UK is saying the cash rate's going to get somewhere between 5.5 and 6. And so you have all these other similar economies where it seems to be that sort of 5 is the new 4.
Yes.
And so the question is, are we really that different? And this is why I think the market's starting to fret that perhaps the RBA has got a bit more work to do.
Sally Auld, good to have you in the program today. Many thanks for your time.
Thanks, Ross.